Hello, superhero posters. Welcome to the Superhero Post Show where we talk all things Marvel, DC, and Star Wars. And today we are talking about the Falcon and Winter Soldier episode 2. I just got done watching it. It is 3:58 a.m. and I'm recording. So obviously it starts with John Walker. Excuse me, John Walker actually ends up coming out to his old high school football stadium and ends up talking about himself and being Captain America. Just to let you guys know, John Walker does not have the superhero serum. He is all pure human, not well human, but he's all pure, just straight up athlete, straight up standout, like flat out athlete. He's very fast, very strong. He's a very athletic person. They were also showing clips of him throwing a shield and it looks very just perfect and great. Excuse me, not a lot of like no superhero serum at all, and he might be getting that eventually, but not right now. And I also want to speak on his costume. Like in the end of the first episode, the costume looks so idiotic. He looks so stupid and so dumb. And in this episode, his suit actually doesn't look that bad. It looks very resemblant to the U.S. agent costume in the comics. And I'm guessing that as time goes on, we will get the darker blue U.S. agent costume or the blackish and red U.S. agent costume when Falcon takes back his Captain America mantle. But he looked good. He did look. He did not look stupid. It's because everyone said that he looked like that dude from Up. You know what I mean? So, but he actually looks really good. And so, as I said, he seems like a stand-up guy. But he's a total d-bag. You can just tell through all the all the boo crap that he's a straight up d-bag. And so Bucky actually ends up pulling up on Sam when he sees on TV that John Walker is a new Captain America. And he has a flip on him like, why'd you give up the shield? And that's the theme of the episode. Bucky's really pissed that Sam gave up the shield. And we will get into later why he's so pissed off about that. And so obviously Sam is going on this mission to fight the Flag Smashers, and Bucky ends up going with them to fight. And obviously there's that funny beat when they're sitting on the helicopter. What's the plan? And Falcon just flies out and Bucky falls down. And it's a funny theme that Bucky hates Red Wing. I mean, come on, everyone hates Red Wing. So it's pretty awesome that we have that. And so they're actually fighting the flag smashers because they're transporting something. And basically what ends up happening is they're getting beat the crap out of. I mean, this because they have like everyone on the Flag Smashers, they all have the superhero serum. So they all like superhumans. They're beating the crap out of Falcon and Bucky and US agent, and we get to see Battlestar. Battlestar ends up coming out. And if you don't know, and if you don't know who Battlestar is another character in the Captainamerica universe, I guess you can say. And he is the sidekick to this Captain America, kind of like what Falcon was to Steve, but now he's like John Walker's sidekick. So Battlestar ended up coming out, and I mean, let's be honest, man. They obviously the fighting was kind of trash because obviously they're fighting against super soldiers, and I mean, but there were some really good shield throws. That's at least I can say the shield throws were pretty dope, and long story short, they end up getting the crap beat out of them again, and basically Falcon and the Winter Soldier were walking down the street as we see in the trailers before. And what happens is John Walker pulls up and was like, yo, like, let's work together on this. Let's collaborate. And Bucky just shuts it down real quick. He's not with it at all. And I actually like that because, I mean, obviously Bucky's going to be pissed because Steve's his best friend. He knows that this guy doesn't represent the shield. And he knows in his heart that Steve wanted Falcon to take the mantle. So obviously he's going to treat John Walker like he's nothing. You know what I mean? And so obviously Bucky turns down working together, him and Falcon, and basically Bucky and Sam go back home, and Bucky actually ends up trying to introduce Sam into a super soldier from 1951, another super soldier. He ended up beating the crap out of Bucky, I guess, when he was on his Winter Soldier missions, but another super soldier that is there, and he's old, obviously, and he still got it. He ends up throwing this like golden thing at the wall and cracking it because he was pissed, because obviously they had him in jail. He said for 30 years they experimented on him, they did all types of things, and he ended up getting pissed off, and he made them leave. And then Falcon gets pissed off because he's like, no one ever told me about this. Does Steve know? Steve doesn't even know the fact that Steve just found out that Bucky was the second super soldier. Steve never knew about all these super soldiers. I mean, obviously he knew about the fact that there were some in the Winter Soldier. I mean, in Captain America Civil War, but Zemo killed all of them. Excuse me. So obviously, Steve doesn't know about all these super soldiers, which would have been a dope. I still think that that was a missed out piece. I guess like I would have loved to see Cap, Iron Man, and the Winter Soldier fight against a bunch of super soldiers. That would have been fire, but we never got that, and it's all right. It's all good. Fine. So, um, basically, the cops pull up on Falcon and Bucky when they're arguing outside after they meet the old dude that is a super soldier, and the cops actually end up pressing Sam on some weird type time, and I'm guessing it's because he's black. Like I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure just because he's black and they're in like a really it looks like a rougher neighborhood, and they asked Falcon like, "Hey, is this guy like bothering you?" And Falcon was like, "What?" You know what I'm saying? Like, what's up with this guy? Like, just an Avenger, bro. What? And then obviously they end up finding out that he's an Avenger, and then they end up arresting Bucky because Bucky hasn't seen his therapist, and since Bucky got pardoned, that's a part of his deal. That he has to see his therapist. And so he ends up getting arrested. Sam ends up obviously waiting for him at the jail place at at the police station. Yeah, he ends up meeting. He ends up waiting for Sam at the police station. The therapist comes in, and they actually end up sitting in the room with the therapist, and she was trying to make them walk through these exercises. And it was actually funny. Obviously, they're always throwing shots at each other throughout the whole show. But I love that. I love the dynamics that Sebastian Stan and Anthony Mackie have. It's literally so natural. It is really hilarious. And so Bucky actually tells Sam why he's so mad at him, and Bucky says this, right? Bucky says, because Sam's like, why are you so mad? And Bucky says, because if he was wrong about you, then you're wrong about me. And what does he mean by that? So obviously, Steve knew that Bucky, like that the Winter Soldier wasn't who Bucky. It isn't who Bucky is. Bucky isn't an assassin. Bucky isn't a killer. He's just a regular hero, human being that wants to help make the world a better place. And Steve believed that, and that's the reason why Bucky came back in Civil War, because Steve never stopped believed in Bucky. And that so Falcon not taking the shield basically diminishes everything that Steve did to Bucky for Bucky. At least that's the way he feels like. You know what I mean? And but Bucky definitely feels some type of way. You could tell he's very emotional about it. It actually made me feel really bad for him, to be honest. It's actually really kind of sad. And so, of course, John Walker is the reason why Bucky isn't like sitting in jail, because he said we have to work with him. He basically told his therapist that we got to put this crap on hold. We got stuff that we got to do. And obviously Bucky again goes outside and tells John Walker, we're not working with you, and he says, well, then stay out of my way, on some crazy type time. So I definitely see some future beef going on between the Ford Battlestar and John Walker and Falcon and Bucky. And basically, Bucky ends up, like, the episode ends with them saying, we got to go see Zemo. And the episode ends with Zemo sitting in jail cell with his hands like this. So obviously we knew we were going to get Zemo, and I'm happy that I'm glad that they're kind of like, pushing, because it's only 6 episodes. So they got to, speed up a little bit. So I am happy. So a couple big takeaways that I have from this episode. The first takeaway is that, oh my God, um, I was happy to see Bucky on his super soldier ish, like with the super speed and all that, running to the car, all that stuff. I'm running into the trucks. I'm happy to see Bucky back in action. Um, this is really setting up the way Falcon is going to get the shield back. I already see how it's going to happen, and it was funny because Bucky even asked him, like, he's like, should we steal the shield? And the trailers really threw me off, because when Falcon was like in the trailer, there's videos of Falcon throwing the shield, and I always thought that, like, was that like, you know, like, was that before he gave up the shield? Did somebody steal the shield? So I'm really hyped to see how this progresses, because what it seems like to me is like Falcon's going to become Captain America in this show. I kind of thought that this show would be Falcon accepting the fact that he's going to be Captain America. Then we get a movie, but I actually think he's going to take the mantle up like in this show. And I think like in the last episode, we'll see a real Captain America costume. You know what I mean? So I mean, the setup that it's going to is going to be insane. All right, and those are kind of my takeaways. I am waiting for Miss Carter, or whatever her name is. What's her name? I forget her name. It's not clicking, but I'm waiting for Peggy's great niece to pop up. I forget her name. It's not popping in my head, but I'm waiting for her to pop up. I want to see what role she has. Like, who is she with now? Because obviously Shield is done. Is she with Sword? Like, where's she at? So that's interesting. But yeah, I am really excited for the setup for this Falcon to Captain America type of vibe. And I can see Falcon probably hooking up with Peggy's niece. And I see Bucky hooking up with Sam's sister. That's only right to make the beef even worse. Him and Sam's sister flirting would be freaking hilarious. Sam's reaction. So but yeah, I'm really excited. And the Flag Smashers are dope too. Like, cause obviously everyone thought they were like Inhumans or mutants. I'm glad that they're just super soldiers because they're making this mutant thing a little more important. And I think we're going to get them eventually. I think we're going to see some stuff in the coming future. But I'm glad that right now we're focusing on what's going on. And the big thing is that like everybody thought that after Endgame everything would go back to normal and everything would be sunshine and rainbows. No, it is actually terrible. This sucks right now. Like the government is in shambles, man. They don't know what to do. They have this random dude as Captain America. There's no real Avengers that's really attacking these problems. They just hiring people for contracts. I mean, Falcon's on a contract right now, and it's like, dang, like, where is everyone? And obviously, everyone is freaking out. Spider-Man has his own crap that's going on. It's just like everything's changing, and it's just funny seeing from each angle the impact that it's having. We see in Spider-Man Far From Home the impact of him losing Tony. We see WandaVision, how Wanda's reacting and everything. Now we're seeing freaking Falcon, but everyone's dealing with some type of trauma. And the big theme, it seems like everyone's running away from the problems, right? Peter wanted to run away from me and Spider-Man when he was on his trip. Wanda wanted to run away from the fact that Vision died, and she, I mean, not on purpose, but she freaking created her own reality. And now Falcon is running away from the mantle. So this is a big theme that's going through the heroes right now. Everyone doesn't know their true identity right now. And I'm glad that, obviously in the end, they are finding, their identity. But this is a really cute theme, really nice theme that they're doing. And I think that when we have this Avengers movie that will be coming out eventually, I think it's going to be very deep because we're seeing everyone progress. Like true character development is happening right now. So I'm loving it so far. I know a lot of people want a lot of action, but you guys gotta understand, man. It's character development right now. These shows are not going to be like movies, man. We gotta take what we're getting and take it to heart because when these movies come, it's going to be insane. Marvel's not slacking. They're just going around. They don't have to give us all that action in these shows. They don't. They're using these shows for character development, for a deeper, growth in the characters. And we can't knock them and say that they're falling off because of that. No, it's amazing that they're doing this. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe below. Please show some love. All right, superhero posties. Have a wonderful day. Stay crispy.